guys, welcome back for part 2 of the Honda CBR500R rebuild. Something I need to address from last video. This bike has been sitting for about a week now, and I noticed a slow leak around the oil pan. It was just a slow drip. So today I removed the oil pan and got some like silicone sealant to put around the gasket as well to hopefully seal that up. So that's curing right now. Gonna tighten everything back down and then refill it, and hopefully no leaks. But yeah, everything else is good. Just been waiting for a bunch of parts which are now in. Something I was just working on was removing the old kickstand. As you can see here, all bent. There you go. So I took that off, took the old sensor off, put that all, I put the new sensor back on. I did all that off camera because it's pretty uninteresting, but it just runs down and behind and then down to here. But I'm unable to put the new one on because the bolt, I don't know if you can see there, but it's all sheared off, and there's actually a bolt inside that has been broken off that, well, could be removed, but I'm just gonna buy a whole new one. And then I can put the new kickstand back on. As far as new parts, we have some new headlights to address that mess. New brake lever, new handlebars on the way. This is all scraped up, so I have a new cap for that. And then we have the foot controls down here, the brake, and on the other side, shift lever. Right here, this guy. This is all bent, and I have the linkage all apart as well right now because I needed to take that off to address the kickstand. But yeah, so I have all that. We'll be diving into that a little bit. But yeah, got a bunch of new parts, and that's what we're gonna be kind of focusing on in this build part 2. All right, so first thing I'm gonna be diving into, got our new shift lever here. I have to remove this old one. I already have the upper linkage disconnected. So just gotta remove this, take it off. I have to take this rubber piece off as well because this new one was just a part. I got off of Partzilla, and it didn't come with it, so I have to take that off and then, yeah. All right, so reattached, tightened down, and then I have the linkage reattached up here, and that's also tightened down. So we're all good with that. Now we can move on to the next step. So right here is today's project. I'm going to remove the bar ends and replace this whole right clip on. So we're gonna have to take all this off, throttle and everything, and put this new guy on. And we got, can't really tell, but this is a new brake lever to replace this. Remove this whole assembly, just kind of pull it apart from the throttle. You can see the cable, everything there. Have that supported. So now that'll just kind of slide right off. And then we can undo this bolt here and put the new clip on, and then just reassemble everything. Pretty straightforward. All right, so finally have this back together. The throttle cable actually now responds normally. This all looks good, all set. Next, I'm going to fix this and tighten everything down. I need to adjust, these are all kind of loose, so I'm gonna adjust the throttle cable. And then later on, once it's running, I'm probably gonna adjust the tension just to make sure it idles correctly then as well. But yep, I'm gonna put this on, tighten everything down, replace this because that's all scuffed up, and then move on to the next step. I now have all the parts I need to finish assembling the kickstand. I have our bolts here, and then this guy to hold in the sensor, and then our new kickstand. So we'll go ahead and assemble that. All right, so got all that attached. Got their sensor reattached. The spring on. Everything looks good. All tightened down. Now I'm gonna take it off the stands and just double check to make sure that it works. All right, so I took it off the stand and it does not work. Its angle, or the angle of the kickstand, is a little off. I came to conclude that this bracket right here is bent that way. So when I took it off the stand, this was just way too tall and it was tilting like to the right. So what I think I'm gonna do is, you can kind of see. So you can see there, right there is a scrape mark. So it was obviously hit. But I'm gonna have to take this and bend it back out. To do that, I think I'm gonna have to heat it up. And then just use like a big pipe wrench or something and bend it, because this bracket here is attached to the frame. Can't really see what kind of like up in there you can see. So yeah, that's really annoying, but just part of the process. It's either bend it back or get a new kickstand that would be shorter, but I really don't want to do that just because it still might not work and it wouldn't be correct. So we're gonna move on with some other stuff and we'll address that a little later on. But yeah, so for now, we're just gonna keep it on the stands. All right, so now we're going to address the brake pedal here. It's all bent. We have the brand new one, nice and new. Probably won't film a whole lot of this just because hard to get a good camera angle. Basically, there's a snap-on clip back here and a bunch of springs that just need removed, and then the new one can just be put on. Pretty straightforward. So yeah, we'll do that. Now we're going to install the new foot pegs. It's just the right side here that was, as you can see here, broken off. The left side is actually fine, but I bought it as a set, so I'm just gonna put both of them on. All right, we got the new foot pegs on. Both look good. I think that's going to be it for this video. We got a lot of new stuff on the bike and it's coming along nicely. I do have the new headlights. Unfortunately, I made a mistake. I bought them used and they came all scraped up. So I'm going to have to sand that down and polish it and then put them on. Probably saved about $40 getting them used, and we'll see how they turn out. I have a feeling that it might not be worth it. Probably should have just went new, but we'll give it a go and see how it looks. Also, the bike still is slowly leaking oil. I did take off the oil pan and put on a new filter, or a new gasket, I mean, and it still has a slow drip. I thought at one point it was the crush washer, but I'm not entirely sure. It's really hard to see where the oil is leaking from since there was oil all over the bike from when it was wrecked. So I think what I need to do is just start the bike, let it warm up, and then see if I can see if it's, or see where it's actively dripping from, and then we'll go from there. But yeah, once I have that squared away, do a coolant flush and just a couple more new parts on it, and then it should be good to go. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you for part 3.